So guys, in today's video, I'm going to be servicing a petrol Swift Dzire with a K12 engine. I thought of making this video in both English and Hindi since the K12 has been one of the most popular petrol engines in India and servicing it is not that hard, and if you have the time and the will, you can totally try it and do it at home. During the last service, about a year ago, a Maruti dealership filled 0W20 semi-synthetic oil. And I've honestly tried a lot of different Maruti synthetic oils in this vehicle in the last few years, but I honestly still found semi-synthetic oil to be just as good and easy on the wallet. The coolant and brake fluid were bled during the last service, and so in today's video, I'll be replacing the engine oil and air filters and inspecting the spark plugs and lubricating the brakes. Everything basic that needs to be done during a service is listed in your owner's manual. So do read it to see exactly what needs to be done in your car as per your running and your car's age. This is the K12 engine with a 4-speed automatic gearbox. Here's the coolant reservoir, the air intake and filter housing, the vehicle battery, the windscreen washer fluid reservoir and the engine oil dipstick. This torque converter gearbox is due for oil change after 10 years or 1 lakh kilometers as per the manual, but for the most part, it's fairly maintenance free for the first owner. So before we get started, we need to know exactly how to jack up this car, and the owner's manual is really helpful to see the spots for the shop lift points and the jack stand points. I don't have a low profile jack to directly lift both wheels from the front subframe, so I'll be jacking this vehicle from the central rail and placing the jack stands at the jacking points. It's a good idea to clean the engine bay before we start any engine work to prevent dust and dirt from going in all the wrong places. I have an air blower and it is pretty handy for this task, but you may also use an old rag for the cleaning. So now that we are ready, the oil drain plug and oil filter are located on the left of the vehicle right down here. The drain plug on this car is a 14mm hex, so you can use any wrench or a ratchet to undo this sump plug. If you can't free it, you can always use a hammer for whacking and imparting more impulse. Removing the old drain plug will cause oil to squirt out with pressure. You may remove the oil filler cap in the engine bay for speeding up the process. If the car has been driven a while ago, then the oil might be burning hot and will flow much faster, and so I highly recommend wearing gloves while dealing with engine oil. The drain plug doesn't need to be replaced unless it is in bad shape or has a stripped head. All you need is a new sealing washer, and then you can tighten it back once all of the bad oil is drained out. The sump plug has to be torqued down to 35 Nm. The oil filter has to be removed with a special tool, and there are plenty of options out there. But I thought of using the right size socket, but little did I know how much trouble I was into. I tried a lot, but the oil filter just wouldn't budge. It was stuck on there real tight, and there's a couple of reasons why that happens. One, if the oil filter wasn't lubricated during installation. Number two, the oil filter was ruthlessly tightened beyond spec, which is to hand tighten and then add an additional 3/4 of a turn. I had to rope in a local mechanic for help on this front, and even he couldn't do it in the first attempt, and here's what he has to say. We had to break and turn the oil filter, and this is seriously something I didn't expect an official Maruti outlet to do.
फिल्टर इतना टाइट किए थे सर, इसके कोई लिमिट नहीं, तोड़ के निकालना पड़ा फिल्टर। हालांकि इतना टाइट नहीं किया जाता, तो लिमिट में टाइट किया जाता।
Right. The new oil filter is to be installed with a fresh layer of engine oil on the rubber gasket, and it is to be tightened by hand. I'll be trying out a cheap entry-level Mobil 1 fully synthetic 0W20 engine oil, and you can get this for about 1400 rupees, but I was brutally ripped off by a local parts store during the lockdown. I know it's not the best oil out there, but this car isn't driven a lot throughout the year, and so I think this shall suffice. The car needs about 3.3 liters of engine oil with a filter change. So now it's time to check if the oil level is correct, and so the first thing to do is to wipe off the dipstick and then place it back in for an accurate reading. And the oil level in this car is now just perfect, but it should always be between these two marks. Next, we clean the engine bay so we can prepare to inspect and replace the air filter, which is held in place by metal clips in this plastic housing. Here's a side-by-side view of the old and the new snow white Suzuki Genuine air filter. Wearing an N95 is highly helpful while working in dusty environments like these. You can replace the air filter through the intake slit, but to inspect the spark plugs, you need to take off the whole housing off anyway. The intake assembly is held down by rubber grommets and two 10mm hex bolts, so let's get them off. The intake assembly wasn't super dirty on my car, but it's still a really good idea to blow it clean. All of the genuine parts I'll be using will be listed in the description below. Blow away the dusty engine head and clean the perimeter as we are about to access the spark plugs. The spark plug coils are bolted down to the engine head with 10mm bolts, which shouldn't be super tight. Unscrew 4 of them as they hold down the ignition coils. If there is a clearance problem, you may remove the wiring harness of the ignition coil, but I didn't have to. But since I wish to show you what an ignition coil looks like from inside, I'm going to take it off anyway. It has a rubber boot to electrically insulate the spark plug, and it should be in immaculate condition. The spark plugs need to be taken out with a 16mm deep socket, which has a rubber beading inside for pulling the spark plug gracefully. Using this deep socket and a long extension, we can unscrew the spark plug from the engine. Once you break them free, unscrew them by hand and the spark plug should come right out. If it doesn't, you can just push the ignition coil back in and the rubber boot will pull the plug out with it. So my spark plugs are in immaculate condition and a little oil and carbon is normal, but this spark plug is super normal. Inspect the plugs for any cracks on the white ceramic region and replace them if they are old and have gaps smaller than the specification. Reinstalling is fairly simple, but don't just drop the spark plugs down in the engine. Use the ignition coil as a makeshift grip and gently thread the spark plug in the engine. Then use the deep socket and extension and hand tighten the spark plug first. And then you need to torque them down to 17.5 Newton meters. But I don't have a small range torque wrench right now, and there's a good chance most of you don't either. The idea is to have them hand tight and then secure them with a small turn. Too much force can damage the threads in the engine and cause a lot of future trouble. Then just follow the previous instructions in reverse order and fit in the ignition coils and the intake assembly with the respective 10mm bolts. Now we move to the wheels where we torque in the lug nuts to the right spec, because tire shops and careless service centers with their fancy air guns just ruin the threads and lug nuts by over torquing them way beyond spec. And this results in you being unable to take off your wheel during a puncture or for maintenance. And the worst case scenario is what happened with me. I had to cut the wheel lug nut off because it was improperly threaded and started spinning the stud with it. The wheel nut started spinning with the wheel stud as it was probably improperly threaded and then whacked on with an air gun, and it just wouldn't come off. So please do not over torque your wheels. Trust me, it's really painful. So the right torque for the Dzire as per the owner's manual is 85 Newton meter, and I'll be loosening the bolts and giving it the right torque with this Amazon Basics torque wrench which I've been using. This is one of the cheapest mechanical torque wrenches available online in India, and I'll be making a review on this product shortly. Let's now clean the cabin AC filter, and it's sitting behind the passenger dashboard behind the glove box. This cabin AC filter, as expected, is full of dust and dirt, and the N95 that I'm using is really helping me out on this front. For now, I'll be cleaning it with a blast of air, but you could just replace it for your peace of mind considering coronavirus is everywhere. So the last thing we'll do is check the tire pressures and top up air if it's underinflated. And with that, we are done with a basic engine service and checkup in this vehicle. There are a couple of things I couldn't shoot and demonstrate, but I'll try and cover them in another separate video. So that's pretty much it for this video guys. I really hope you found this video useful.